In all of Hollywood, only one male celebrity has at least $2 billion riding on him doing a good job both in movies and in PR. His name, Pedro Pascal. And folks, today we'll tell you why it looks like he has the willpower to destroy not only Star Wars, but Marvel. Fantastic Four, not looking like a sure hit for the MCU.
And I want very much to live on the right side of history. And
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we as ever endeavor to explain entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do, and we do it with a glee, with a zeal that even the Holly weirds can feel. Joining us today is Marvin, the movie monster. Marvin, welcome back, sir.
Hello, my friend. How you doing today?
Doing quite well, sir, and happy to have you back with us. It is a joy as ever. And folks, as we get ready to dive in today, consider clicking the like button. We'll get started right now. All right, Marvin, we start with The Guardian, but it's not where we will end. Get ready, folks. There is a lot here to go through. It says, fight back and don't let them win. Actor Pedro Pascal decries Trump's attacks on artists. On artists! Now, not the painting kind, but apparently the acting kind. And Pedro is not acting very kind to at least half of the United States, which really has to irk. Yes, irk, folks. The folks at Bob Iger's company, Disney, because Bob is trying to lower the temperature. He's trying to get the orange man bad to not be so mad at him. He met with Trump in the Oval Office. That did not make the Disney peeps happy. And the CFO has said that they're willing to work with El Trumpo. Pedro, though, that's a no-go. Pedro says, it says he has sharply criticized Donald Trump's attacks against artists. As the director of a conspiracy theory satire starring the actor, said he feared the political messages of films could be weaponized by U.S. border guards.
Jeez.
Yeah, just let that
this guy.
This is who they've got $2 billion riding on. And let me explain that. The $2 billion, the way we assess that is, surely the return of Star Wars with the Mandalorian and Grogu, surely they expect that to be $1 billion movie. Pedro's working his darndest to make sure that doesn't happen. Surely Pedro being the star of not only Fantastic Four, but also Avengers Doomsday, surely they expect those two films together to make $1 billion or more, right? I think they expect to make far more. Pedro is doing everything he can to pull a Ziegler. I'm not even going to read all this. Marvin, let me show you the video of Pedro in Variety, and then I'm going to get your thoughts on him, and we'll go to your editorial. But Pedro Pascal is decimating. Let me say it again, folks. Pedro Pascal is decimating Disney. He is a ticking time bomb. We are just watching him destroy hundreds of millions and billions of dollars of opportunity for the House of Mouse. Here he is at Variety, at the Cannes Film Festival.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark. And if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always.
All right, so there's Pedro getting into immigration issues and conflating legal immigration and asylum seeking with illegal. We're not going to debate that right now, folks. We don't have to. It's not our job, and neither is it Pedro's job. Pedro's job is to promote movies and not sabotage Disney. But Marvin, he can't stop himself. Whether it is with weighing in on immigration during promotional tours, or whether it's telling people to fight back. Boy, doesn't it sound like Ziegler all over again, sir.
I scoffed in the middle of that video because he looked the way he's sitting there hunched over and clutching himself like he's just scared little mouse caught in a tornado. Like, can you stop it? If this man had 2 drops of testosterone in his body, they would kill each other.
He would cancel them out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes, he is. And this is the guy that Hollywood holds up as what should be the poster of masculinity. Like, this is what they want you to be, cuddling with Oscar Isaac and clutching yourself while talking about how you just want people to feel safe and protected. This preposterous peepaw, this mustachioed man baby. I am so sick and tired of seeing him on my screen, in my news articles. I am sick of him.
Can I tell you a secret, Marvin? Hollywood, they're trying to present him, yes, as, he is the kooky hottie right now. That they want you to think that he's hot in the way that Harrison Ford once was hot. They want you to think he's hot in the way that Sean Connery once was hot. They want you to think of him as the older statesman that women fawn over. Marvin, they don't want to do that because it's true. They want to do that because they've been told by their corporate superiors that there's $2 billion riding on this man. So we have to make sure that people actually believe this. I mean, he looks like, he looks like a grandma from the 80s with a mustache. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, look at this outfit. He's got the 80s, 70s glasses on. He's wearing a dandelion colored scarf. I mean, he is not what most women, I think, are looking for. I could be wrong, right? At least he doesn't have a man bun yet. This is the article of That Park Place. Pedro Pascal went off in profane political meltdown at Cannes and got applause. Gina Carano got fired for a meme. Folks, it's not just that Pedro is destroying potentially billions of dollars from Disney's coffers and wiping out the flywheel that is Marvel and Star Wars, essentially killing both franchises. It is also that he is really putting a hurt on Disney on defending themselves against the Gina Carano lawsuit. Now, this is an article that you wrote, Marvin. I'll read just a little bit of it, and then you give us your thoughts on the rest. I want people to go here to thatparkplace.com and read it. It says it's becoming impossible to ignore the way Hollywood treats Pedro Pascal compared to the way it treated Gina Carano. Pedro Peepaw Pascal stood in front of the international press at Cannes, dropped an F-bomb on political opponents in the United States, promoted a film that vilifies conservatives, and walked away with applause and headlines. Un aplauso, por favor, for the star of Chile. Meanwhile, Gina Carano, who said far less without profanity or attacks, remains blacklisted from Hollywood, forced to take her fight to court. Now, you go on to talk about just how bad Pedro has been. Marvin, in comparison to Gina, I mean, there is no comparison. She tried to tell people to get along. Don't be mean to one another. It leads to bad things. And that was decried, of course. Now that the political landscape has utterly shifted underneath Disney's feet, and they can no longer keep up this narrative that, she represents a fringe minority when in fact she was very moderate. What do you make of the idea that this is going to be used now in court ongoingly? He continues to give ammunition to her attorneys. What do you think about it?
I mean, look, this guy has been sabotaging the Disney's defense for the Gina Carano lawsuit since the moment they fired Gina Carano. Gina Carano shared that meme or that post on Instagram that was calling for kindness and being good to one another and not giving in to the discourse. Meanwhile, immediately after that, right when they fired her, he shared a meme that held up the El Trumpo red hat right next to the most heinous, horrible, evil flag that has ever existed in this world. I mean, it is not even a contest. Then he goes out there and he just defames people with profanity. He makes these obscene, incendiary political statements. He makes everything about politics. And they fired this woman for far less, and they are banking now. You said $2 billion. I think it's even closer to almost $3 billion, at least 2.5, considering Fantastic Four. In which they have all this money riding on this man who Hollywood has thrown everything behind. I mean, he is in everything, which just is maddening to even think about.
And why, Marvin? Because after the Summer of Love, when all of these projects were put into play, after the Summer of Love, when they did their quotas, Pedro Pascal is a man who checks lots of boxes for them, both ethnically, but also in appearance, and also when it comes to politics.
Well,
and
I've said repeatedly that he's also the other reason why they put so much behind him is because he's the one that will agree to do this. They very famously offered the Mr. Fantastic role to Adam Driver, and he turned it down. Pedro Pascal was not their first, second, third, or fourth choice for this role. People looked at that script and were like, ugh, Pedro Pascal is like, oh, you want me to play second fiddle to my wife character instead of being a superhero? I'll do it. You want me to bow to Bo-Katan? I'll do it. You want me to get clubbed to death by a 90-pound girl with a golf club on HBO? I'll do it. It's my honor to do it. It would be my extreme honor to put these people over myself. Meanwhile, you have someone like Mahershala Ali who got cast as Blade. They presented him a script where Blade was not the main character. He was second fiddle to his daughter, and he said, I'm not doing that.
But Marvin, to steal a line from LW Ghost, fan favorite here on the channel, it gets worse.
Oh, does it ever?
Take a look at this out of Entertainment Weekly. This fell through the cracks a little bit. Published just a few days ago. It says Pedro Pascal wants Dakota Johnson to start an OF for some very specific content. Now that's the kind of headline that you really don't want your male entertainer celebrity man carrying billions of dollars of movies. That's not the headline you want. That is not, see, that disenfranchises the right, because the conservatives definitely are not big fans of OF and the way it's transformed the entire romantic scene of the country. And then the left also doesn't want you to denigrate the women, right? It can be her choice, but by golly, it better not be Pedro looking at her and saying, oh, you got to get on OF. Let me read just a little bit about this, because this gets into creepy territory. Remember, too, Pedro is 50 years old. He's fitty. Mm-hmm. He's fitty, okay? Dakota is not fitty.
She's 35, yeah.
Right. So Dakota Johnson has confessed that one of her famous co-stars recently gave her some unusual career advice. The Shades of Grey actress said that Pedro encouraged her to create an account on OF, the online platform where users share exclusive content, often of a graphic type, of a graphic manner, with paying subscribers. Folks, we got to do the dance here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Pedro Pascal, here's her quote. Pedro Pascal told me that I should have an OF and that I should just like wiggle my toe and make money. She revealed in a new interview with
what?
Yeah. Should I do that? Okay, here's the thing. And it goes on to say, it's unclear if she thinks he was joking or not.
He wasn't.
Here's, he had a situation not so long ago, too, where his co-star in Fantastic Four, she was made a little bit, it looked to me like she was uncomfortable. He was very handsy. And so there's something strange going on here, Marvin, where Pedro wants to be as kooky and weird and to the left as he can possibly be. And by the way, if there was somebody out there who was so far to the right that they were kooky and weird, we'd say that too. We don't try to just pick on one side or the other. But if Pedro wants to be so far to the left, at the same time, he's doing these things that definitely ring a different way when it comes to women.
You know, my good friend and co-host Kevin Apollo has a saying. He always says, never trust a male feminist, because they are always the ones with skeletons in their closet. And I fully believe that here. This sounds like, hey, you know, it would be really funny, like if you did this thing that then I could watch and get something out of. Or like, you know, having his female co-star like rubbing his hands and stuff like that, because his anxiety is just, oh, my anxiety is so, yeah. Could you just hold my hand and just rub it?
That was the excuse, Marvin. You're exactly right. The reason that it was okay for him to get handsy with his female co-star was supposedly he's just so anxiety ridden. He needed some help. He needed to hold a hand.
Weird that he didn't need Joaquin Phoenix to hold his hand at Cannes, huh?
Let me explain to some folks what's going on here. I think, we're really careful with this kind of stuff, okay? Because dudes get blamed for things that they didn't do, and we're aware of the way the world works. We're not trying to gloss over that. And so my goal here, my job here is not to create content and slime Pedro Pascal and just say, oh, well, yeah, this woman said this, may not have happened, but we're going to run a video on it. That's not the job we do here. I want to present what I think is happening, sort of reading between the lines, because the way that people gossip in real life versus the way people gossip in Hollywood, it's totally different. And the motivations are different. The reasons they do it, different. So I want people to understand this. When Dakota Johnson comes out and says this, She is either a total imbecile, and we'll put that on the table. Maybe she is just as low IQ as you can be, or she knows that's going to be a terrible indictment on Pedro Pascal, that she knows that doesn't look good in the press. Okay, so both of those are on the table now. She either doesn't understand in any way whatsoever how this will be taken, or she knows, ooh, this is going to really hurt him, if people read this, because it comes across poorly. Now, if she knows the second one, right? If she's not ignorant and she knows, oh, that's not the kind of thing we tell on a male co-star. Like if he was just joking and passing, behind the scenes, said, you should do an OF, you could wiggle your toes and make $1 million. If he said that in 5 seconds and goes on, and she, she shouldn't tell that unless she wants to damage him, unless that's the goal. And then the question is, why would she want to do that? So let's take the thing off the table now, Marvin. If you can folks, hang with me just 1 second, okay? Let's take the ignorance card off the table, and let's say that she knows what she's doing.
Right.
Now we've got 2 more cards. Believing that she knows what she's doing, either A, he said something that was benign and no big deal. It was a 5-second joke that any guy and any girl makes all the time. He made that joke, and she's out there to hurt him using that. Or B, he made her feel uncomfortable, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to say this in an interview and get this guy because he's weird.
Yep.
And I don't know which one it is, but something's happening.
Well, she can't just come out and be like, hey, Pedro Pascal made me super uncomfortable, because like you said, Disney has $2 billion riding on her. And that would be taking her own career out to the woodshed at that point. I was trying to find a YouTube safe way to say what I was trying to say there.
We're dancing today, folks. We're dancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is. I think it probably is intimidating and scary to go after a guy who's got billions and billions of dollars in investment into him by the biggest entertainment company on the planet, Disney. And Disney probably doesn't like being here either, because again, they're in a situation now where Pascal versus Iger is a real thing. Iger is meeting with the Orange Man in the Oval Office, talking about theme park plans. Like, Iger has given up. I mean, he still has his political whatevers, but convictions? No, I don't think so. So the eviction of the true believers is underway at the House of Mouse. Now, it'll come back one day if the political landscape shifts again, but Iger has always been about the money. He's about a lot of yachts, and he wants more of them. And then you got the CFO saying they're going to work with Trump as well. Pedro is a man of the past now. He's a summer of love child. He's out there still whistling the same tune that TDS has brought upon him, and he's now in opposition. He was the beloved child of Disney when they were reimagining tomorrow. Now he's imagining a tomorrow when they make way less money. Marvin, I'll give you the final word on Pedro Pascal. And particularly, I'm interested, do you think he's going to do more damage to Disney than Rachel Zegler long term?
Yes, I feel as though he will, because he will not stop. We have seen that there will be no fall in line. He will continue to do this. He will, and I think that eventually we're going to start getting things coming out about him that are going to be less flattering. So yeah, I truly believe that he is most likely going to become a detriment to Disney in the future. I don't think The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do big business. I think the Fantastic Four is going to be a complete flop. And I think even that is even going to make the Avengers flop, which is going to be really sensitive. And I still think the Avengers will make money, probably get close to, if not exceed, that $1 billion mark, but it is going to get nowhere near the Avengers films of the past, that being Infinity War, Endgame, things like that. He has become a liability because, I am seeing even liberals that I know who are just like, man, I'm getting a little tired of this guy. I'm getting a little tired of seeing him in everything. I'm getting a little tired of watching him talk. Look at his body language here, the way he clutches at himself. It's all an act. I feel like it's all an act, and he has proven himself to be a very gifted actor, because he has played a few roles in which he seems like he has a modicum of toughness in him, which for this man to do that is really saying something.
Well, I think that I would not want to have billions of dollars on the line. And I just want to remind people what we have heard, although it is not confirmed, and because the script apparently is not even done, we can't say this for sure. But we've heard that he's the star of Avengers Doomsday too. So, I mean, you've got 3 major movies, and then I don't know, what happens with Secret Wars, but this guy has a lot of money riding on him, and he is heading in for Rachel Zegler, Ezra Miller territory. He's about one blue light special away from Ezra. So we'll see, but he is definitely kooky. He is definitely giving off that peepaw energy, and not the kind of peepaw that you look back fondly at, but the kind of peepaw at a peeping hole. No, I won't go that far. I can't say that. No, Pedro, we're not that mean to you. All right, folks, that's the video for today. We're going to stop it there before we get in more trouble. Marvin is doing a fantastic job over at That Park Place, but also here on the YouTubes. Marvin, tell the folks out there where they can find you.
Oh, well, you can find me over at Tooneytown TV, our pop culture review podcast. We do our live stream, Toonie Talk TV, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have Tooneytown Wrestling for you pro wrestling fans, where we do Toonie Talk Wrestling on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, guys, I'm the editor-in-chief over at thatparkplace.com, where we are posting a plethora of articles based on movies and TV and video games and theme parks for you guys every single day. So make sure you're bookmarking and checking us out over there, as well as on social media. Follow us on X at TPP News Network and Facebook now. We now have a new Facebook page. It's getting updated every day. Facebook.com/TPP News Network.
There you go. Folks, programming notice, we will not be doing the Pro Show this evening. If you're watching this video at the time of release, we are moving the Pro Show from Monday to Thursday this week only. So it'll be a double dose of live streams on Thursday. We'll have the normal noontime Thursday live stream, but also we'll be going live at 10 p.m., moving the Monday 10 p.m. live show to Thursday at 10 p.m. this week only so that we can do the live review of Lilo and Stitch Out of the Theater review. Can't wait to bring it to you. Also, boy, lots of big announcements coming down the pike, folks. We are renaming Vacation Radio. Vacation Radio will continue to exist as a station, as a channel, but the actual YouTube channel itself is getting a rebranding because we're going to launch a bunch of different radio stations for you, 365, 24/7, every single day, and we'll throw in that leap year bonus every 4 years for free. Original content, music you love on, can't tell you the name of it yet, but we'll announce it real soon. And we'll be releasing rock music along with a new rock station over there come June. So hang tight, folks. The summer of rock is on the way. All right, we appreciate you a lot. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithm as it is, the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, and keep rocking, baby.
Wilton, what are you doing?
Well, word on the street is the culture war has officially made it to the doorstep of That Park Place. And I realized Jonas has no one there who loves him. So I thought I should go and protect them.
Yeah, okay. You know that's not, how you do this, right?
Do what? Fight? Don't worry, Floral. I will not be intimidated by a criminal threat.
Threat? Wilton, don't be ridiculous.
What does it matter to me? I have only one life to lose.
I mean, I totally expected you to die walking into traffic, but,
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Okay, just stop. This is just nonsense. You already have one of the easiest and most effective tools and weapons at your fingertips.
My axe?
No. The truth. Stay smart and ready to tell and share the truth by keeping up to date with WDW Pro, That Park Place, as well as Valiant Renegade.
And Jonas? I mean, he does things with Vash, and that's not very reassuring. That's like putting 2 helpless chipmunks into a piranha pond.
That's neither true nor accurate. Unlike the team from That Park Place.
Sue me.
Ugh.